All right, guys, welcome back. We have a great episode for you today. We are with our NFT specialist. Okay, one thing the crypto boys will be honest with: we don't know that much about NFTs.
Very true.
So
we wanted to learn, and today we are on with Peter, who is the professional when it comes to NFTs. He has like 70 billion of them or something like that. So we have lots of questions, and we want to get this figured out.
Number one. Who are you, Peter? Introduce yourself. What do you do? Why NFTs? What's going on?
All right, guys. Well, first of all, yes, my name's Peter Schillaci. I've actually been part of your gym since the very beginning. In 2015, I was actually member number 2 to sign up. I think my brother was number 1 officially. And I've been working out with you guys about a decade.
Yeah, that's true.
We all started kind of around the same time. You guys stuck with it. I was on and off. But what got me into NFTs, or like, when did this whole thing start? I feel like I'm not necessarily like the expert in the field, but as far as like this community goes, I got into NFTs and minting NFTs and buying them last spring, I'd say right around April and May. And it has been, as far as blockchain and crypto goes, this is where the action is. This is where the fun is. This is where, you get to see movement and you get to have digital assets and not just tokens. And I love this whole thing about it.
So when did they actually start? Because he said you got into them about, wasn't that about the springtime, about when they started getting big?
So, yeah, I mean,
You're the hipster. You're the hipster of NFTs. You did it before
I guess
school.
so.
He
did. I mean, really, like, I've been watching you guys' show, and, first and foremost, thank you guys for having me on the show. Big fan, long-time listener, first-time caller. But, I sent a couple messages out. I go, hey, like, I'm waiting for you guys to come out with like an NFT episode, because I feel like you guys have been talking about Bitcoin, blockchain technology. You got into these altcoins. You started like talking about all these cool projects and stuff like that. But there were some things that you were missing. And I'm like, all right, like, you guys got to know that, like, I started minting NFTs and I started buying these things a while ago. And actually, like, majority of the worth of my portfolio is made up in the value that is in these NFTs that I now hold. It all really started when I was listening to Gary Vee, like, day in and day out, like last April, and he was just talking about, hey, he's like, I got this project coming out. He's like, make sure you get a MetaMask account, make sure you get some ETH in that account. He's like, I got something super special, blah, blah, blah. I had no idea, but I'm like...
So you just got the MetaMask and threw some ETH in?
I got, okay. Because Gary Vee said, for like weeks leading up to this like date that was happening in May, he's like, you gotta have, he's like, try to get 1 ETH in your MetaMask account. He's like, I got something really cool coming down. You do not want to miss out on it.
So what happened?
So what happened was, he had his initial launch of, it was called VeeFriends, and it was his NFT project. And he did what was a Dutch auction, so it wasn't necessarily like a minting of these, and we'll get into that later. But basically, I ended up buying my very first NFT for 0.5 Ethereum, which at the time was a little bit over $1,000. And I just stored it away, and I was like, you know what? Maybe I just threw $1,000 away. I don't know, but I kind of trust this guy because he's been right about everything, marketing and business, and I listen to this guy. And, I go back and check on it like a month or two later. The damn thing's worth like 3 ETH. I'm like, all right, awesome. Like, I 6x'd my,
nice.
$1,000.
Yes.
And, I go back another month later, it doubled again. I'm like, something's going on here. So then I went back and started buying, as many more that I could get my hands on. And now, like, I'm the holder of like 3 of them. There was only 10,000 of the project. And at one point, the floor price was $60,000, like, for each one of these. What? Now, the cool thing about Gary Vee's project is that the token holders, if you hold one of these, the utility of it is you get access to VeeCon, which is an exclusive conference for NFT holders to go and to this like Gary Vee event.
So it's like a gold pass to get into this event.
Right. And that was kind of one of the reasons.
Did you go?
Well, so the first one's going to be in May. Okay. And then there's going to be one every year.
Wow.
And the only way in, if you don't have an NFT of his project, you're not getting in. So my firsthand experience with my very first NFT was I bought it for the utility. And then I saw these other projects, and I saw that how there was just this force that was like driving the demand, people wanting these. And then that's what got me into it. And then I started looking at all these other projects. There was the Gutter series that was like in my budget. So I started buying these cats and rats. Then I started flipping them, making profits. You know, I'd buy them for like 1 or 2 Ethereum and, you know, just like relist them, you know, just increase the price a little bit, sell them. And then the crazy thing was, during that time, the price of ETH was going up. So not only was I selling them for more ETH, but the value of ETH was, you know, higher.
You were getting double whammy.
Yeah, so I went down that rabbit hole. I went down it really hard.
Nice, good, perfect timing for that. That's for sure. So, how many NFTs do you currently own? Would you say?
So, if I go into my OpenSea account, which, you know, it's one of the tools where it kind of just keeps.
Which OpenSea is, we'll bring it up.
Yeah, it's a place where it just kind of keeps all your digital assets in one spot to view. I currently have just under 140 NFTs.
140.
140.
Wow.
This is OpenSea, guys. By the way, that guy's ripped. That's kind of cool. So this is OpenSea.
Okay, so are you planning on selling all of these at some point? Or are you gonna just hold on to them for life? What's your plan?
So some of them, I mean, you know, like, and you know, we should probably just pull up my profile at some point.
Yeah.
If you want to go to OpenSea.io/Atomic Coffee Bro, I think that pulls up mine. I think that's the extension is kind of
/Atomic
Coffee Bro instead of bar. Yes, I'm the owner of Atomic Coffee Bar. So here's my account. So right now, I only have 6 of them visible because some of the ones that I hold, they're embarrassing that I own them because they are absolutely worthless. But you'll see that I've got the 3 V friends. You know, we've got Pea Salad, we've got Slain Slug, and then
this one is worth almost 10 ETH right there.
Yes.
Your Gutter Pigeon.
So the Gutter Pigeon, I have everything. You know, this is a collection, but everything's for sale. You know, I'm willing to part with this. If you want to give me that for it, you can go ahead and take it. But I'm longing these.
Yeah.
Guys, if you like gutter pigeons, you gotta like this video.
This is awesome.
Yeah, you gotta like this right now. Okay, go ahead. Keep
going.
So,
you know, the Gutter Pigeon, that one is very unique to me. That one, I had minted that one. So minting is where you go and you purchase an NFT on its like initial offering. So you don't know which one you're getting. You're just committing to buying one for its like basically its IPO price.
So it could be a great one or it could be a crap one?
Right. So basically, you know, what we should do is we should really, you know, define like, you know, what makes NFTs unique and stuff like that. But the short version is it's all like one of one. Like they all have like their unique characteristics.
Okay.
You know, so my pigeon, no two are alike. In fact, my pigeon of the Gutter Pigeon series is number 4 as far as rarity goes.
Here,
so if you wanted to click on rarity.tools, and there's actually a search box. So if you click click right there, or maybe collections, and then it gives. So type in Gutter right there. And then find the pigeons, and then just scroll down. I think it makes them based on rarity. Number 4, Atomic Coffee Bro.
Wow.
So, you know, the thing about an NFT,
lying.
you go ahead and click on that.
Yeah, lying.
So what is an NFT?
Yeah, tell us.
Yeah,
It's a non-fungible token,
which
means it is verified ownership on the blockchain. It's one of one. It's very unique. I own it. Nobody else does. It's not replicable. It's not. You can't copy it. You can't duplicate it. I own this one, and because it's stored on the blockchain, we can go to other websites, click on this, and you can see like who owns this Gutter Pigeon. It says owner, Atomic Coffee Bro. So, you know, this one is mine. Now, I minted this one at its initial price, and I had no idea what I was getting. I just knew I was getting a pigeon.
Right.
You know, and then it wasn't until after the fact that they put all these pigeons along each other, and based on all of their characteristics, you know, my unique glowing beak, its eyes, its tattoos, it's got the chain, it's wearing a jersey, like based on all of those traits, there is a formula that basically that said like this one is like as far as rarity goes, this one's ranked number 4.
So what about this? Because everyone has this question, and this is actually a very, very important point about NFTs is how come I can't just screenshot that right there and then just sell it to someone else? Can you explain that to people that don't really understand that concept of why?
So you can absolutely right click that and save it to your computer and do whatever you want with it. The thing is, it's verified on the blockchain that my crypto wallet owns this. My MetaMask, it's mine. It says it, that right there. It says
Really,
Atomic
right there.
Coffee Bro owns this. So it's undeniable proof. It's in the ledger that is truth, which is blockchain technology.
Right.
And that's just one of the things that makes
unhackable.
blockchain so great is it's the truth. It's undeniable. It is whatever that is in that block is absolute.
It's very transparent.
And the thing is, it's the other unique thing about NFTs is it's because it's not duplicable. Once I sell it, I no longer have it. Whatever wallet bought it from me now has it, so it disappears from my account. So
just like the guy that sold the one the other day for $3,000 instead of, or whatever it was. What was it? How much was it?
Yeah. So there was a Bored Ape that actually a guy went to sell for 75 Ethereum, which would have been whatever $100,000.
Yeah.
And he ended up selling it for 0.75 Ethereum.
Oh no!
And there was a bot that swooped in, made that transaction. That guy lost it. It's gone. It's history. I mean, that was a critical, thing to happen to him.
What?
And it's gone. Yeah, like you can't get it back. Like once the miners
for sure.
make it truth and it's stored in the blockchain. Like that's it's no longer his. It's now the next person.
One of the issues that I've seen people have with crypto is it makes them accountable.
It
like
does.
all crypto, like if you make the wrong mistake, that's your fault.
Yeah.
And some people can't handle that. I think us, even all three of us,
Yeah.
like if you made that stupid mistake, that's on you, bro. Like sorry, that's the way it is.
So I have a question, because we're obviously looking to get into NFTs. That's part of the reason why we're going to have you on here, why we're going to eventually start this series. How do we get into NFTs? How do we start minting? How do we pick a good project? What do we do?
So that's a very good question because up until I did it, I had no idea what the heck Gary Vee was talking about. I just knew I need to be in on this. Just like why I needed when I first made my first Dogecoin purchase. I'm like, I want to get in on this.
Yeah.
Whatever this meme is, like that everybody's talking about, like I want in. I want to do this. I want to be part of it. The first thing you need is, the majority of these NFTs that are on the Ethereum blockchain. That's where they all exist.
Yeah.
So you need to get some ETH.
Yep.
'Cause if you're new to crypto, download Coinbase, set up your account, buy some ETH.
Okay.
Buy a little bit of Bitcoin too.
Yeah.
You'll thank me later. But yeah, you need to have some ETH to do this. You don't need a whole lot to get started, but you need some. The other thing you need is a MetaMask account, and that's going to be your extension to like hold your wallet so that you can go and connect to these websites where you can do this exchange.
Yeah.
We have MetaMask. Yeah, and I think it'll be good if we do a tutorial on like this whole process. I think maybe I come back and like we kind of walk through because it is a complicated process that once you start sending crypto like wallet to wallet and there's that little like grace period where you're waiting for it to like be confirmed. Everybody kind of freaks out at first, but it's like we can dive into this stuff together.
So do you buy it off of a website then? Do you buy it off of another wallet? Are you buying it off of another person? Like when they first come out, how do you know?
So go ahead and click
OpenSea?
on the view on OpenSea, and then what it's going to do is it's going to show my pigeon in OpenSea.
Yeah.
So we are in OpenSea. Now, if you want to click on, if you scroll up to the top a little bit, if you click on Gutter Pigeons.
So that they can see what we're doing.
Yes.
Okay.
So if you click on Gutter Pigeons, you'll see that the floor price, if you want a floor pigeon, it's 0.499, so basically half an ETH.
Half an ETH,
and if you
so
scroll, like you can see,
$1,500. More than that.
like these are the cheap pigeons. So go ahead and click on like buy it now, and then make sure we get listed from low to high. So if these are the floor pigeons if you want in on this project. Now, there's...
How do you know about new projects then so you can get them before they get big?
So that's an excellent question because nobody wants to buy something after it's already appreciated a bunch of value unless you think that there's going to be future value in it. Then obviously jump in on it. But another great tool with the Rarity Tools website is if you scroll through there, they do have an upcoming like launch of projects.
So upcoming right here.
Yep, you can click on upcoming NFT sales and like you could scroll through those, and if there's one that catches your interest,
And you could just basically gamble it and see what happens, huh?
Mark your calendars for when it does its launch. They include, their Twitter. All these projects have a Discord. You could see how many, followers, how many members they have, see if there's a community behind it.
Okay.
If there's like 10 or 20,000 people that are interested before it initially launches, chances are that minting process, however many units, say there's 10,000 of them, they're gonna sell like crazy.
Holy crap!
You want to get in on try to get one or two of them, maybe flip one right at the beginning for somebody who just wants in automatically, and then ride the wave. See what happens over time.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's a really good information and valuable tool for definitely our viewers. What about buying? Okay, this is switching gears a little bit, but buying land in the metaverse, because that's NFT-ish, right? Like that's
the yes. I mean, you can go to the Sandbox and you can start buying partials and squares, try to get next to Snoop Dogg's estate and stuff like that.
Yeah, exactly.
I was just looking at that the other day. Floor price was like 3 ETH for what I was looking at, and I'm like, I might be regretting this, but I'm like, I don't know. I kind of want to hold on to my ETH right now, or maybe if like one of these NFTs that I'm holding, if somebody wants to buy my mutant ape, that's going to free up, 10 Ethereum right there.
I gotcha.
Throwing 3 into the Sandbox to have some land, might not be a bad idea.
So is this website how you got your NFTs? Is this how you got your start? Is you just took a gamble? Because why don't you tell them how many NFTs you actually own that are crap NFTs or not worth anything, and the ones you actually do that are awesome projects? Just let them know.
Absolutely.
Curious.
So, I've been minting often, and usually when it's 0.05 Ethereum like per minting, that's a couple $100 per unit.
Yes.
These are definitely a gamble, and I would say out of the 140 that I have, if you go to my public wallet, you'll see that I really only show 5 or 6.
Yeah.
Like those are my flexes. Those are the home runs. Those are the winners there. Everything else is crap. Yeah. So if you go and click on Atomic Coffee Bro right there, these are the only ones I'm letting you see.
Yeah.
But if you want to look over on my screen, and I've got, my hidden stuff over here. I mean, I've got over 130 of them hidden.
Oh, wow.
If you look at how much they are, they're not worth very much. 0.004, 0.0005. And I've got, tons of stuff.
Holy crap, you do.
And I mean, the list just keeps going and going and going. Now, the thing is, it's I was left holding the bag with some of these.
Yeah.
As soon as a project launches, everybody jumps in. They want to start doing that quick flip, and it's the people that hold them and want to, if there's a sound community behind it, there's utility behind it, there's something, more to it than just, a quick flip. Those are ones you want along. They're going to be good.
Okay.
But if it goes to, to zero, because they bought a bunch of them, and then their intention was to flip it, and then all of a sudden nobody wants them anymore, there's no demand, you get left stuck holding the bag, it goes to zero, because now,
you got nothing.
because the person that had 5 of them wanted to, liquidate those, so they just offed them for, what they got them for or less, took a loss. Meanwhile, you're stuck holding yours that maybe you bought for, 0.05 Ethereum, or God forbid, 1 Ethereum, thinking like, okay, yeah, $4,000's a great price, and then it just goes to 000. Like, that's what happens in some cases.
So even your big ones, your most important ones you have, and you're longing them because I think you obviously get this space and know what's going on, but they could eventually go to zero, or they could go to the moon as well. Like they could raise in value, or they could still lower in value.
I mean, just like holding any crypto or any stock, I mean, really. Yeah, at any moment, the floor can drop.
Absolutely.
I mean, and when it comes to NFTs, there's a floor price that's always fluctuating. If you want to get in on one of those pigeons or one of those gutter rats or something like that, you can check the charts. You can see like what they're going for. You can look at all the recent transactions. You can see what people are paying for them.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, like my portfolio is only worth what somebody is willing to give me for these.
Absolutely.
That's right.
Yeah.
So take that. Take that lightly, and but seeing what the floor prices are on some of these, it kind of tells you that, if you've got one with unique traits and characteristics or it's more sought after, it's going to be worth a lot more than what that rock bottom price is.
Okay.
So as always, though, this is not financial advice by any of the three of us. It's just information to help educate you guys on what we're learning about at the same time.
Absolutely, yeah.
And
huge.
and the thing is, like I said, and I'm still buying these NFTs, and I actually just bought 2 last night where I just minted those because I wanted to get in on whatever. Although that I have a whole bunch of losers, the handful of winners that I have exceed all losses by 10x.
Okay.
I mean, it took me all those failures to get those home runs, and I'd do it again. So when you get into this, don't get all discouraged if you buy an NFT and it goes to zero. It's all part of it. You can look at these upcoming ones, and you can mint one and take that gamble, take that risk. Or, you can see a project, follow it for a little bit, and then decide to jump in. Keep your eye on a pigeon or keep your eye on, whatever, buy it, and then, if there's, utility and value over time, then there's a finite amount in each project, and, as long as people want in, then the price will always be,
So maybe you already described this, but what exactly is you want to mint one mean? Exactly what does that mean?
So the minting process is, for example, when I bought my pigeon, and here's just a tangible representation of it. Now these, keep in mind, NFTs are a digital asset, so it's on the blockchain, but this is a picture of it. When I minted this pigeon, I did not know I was getting this pigeon. I committed my Ethereum to the project, and I got one. And then
they randomly gave you that. And it was
randomly generated through what they did was with all of these projects, they have all of their unique traits and characteristics, and when they start coming out, they just get randomly generated by that. And the traits that make mine unique, there's only a handful that have that glowing beak. There's only a handful that have that gold chain or those tattoos, which make it very unique.
That is crazy.
And that's why the floor one is just a blank pigeon.
Yeah.
Whereas this one's he's a little thugged out, but there's no other pigeon that looks like mine.
And you got that off of this website here, Rarity?
Is that how you found it? I found the gutter project from Rarity, and I first started. I bought a gutter cat. Mm-hmm. And I got in the gutter cats. It was about $10,000 for that first cat. But I was following this project, and I'm like this price is going up. These cats are kind of badass. And I ended up selling my cat for $16. So I made a profit on it. And then I got into the rats, which were a little less value. And so I was kind of flipping those rats for a little bit. And then it was at the beginning it was just cats and rats. And then they're like, hey, we're gonna come out with 2 more species of this out of this project. Yeah. And so what they did was they sold mint passes, which means you could buy a pass to get one. You can buy a pass to get one in advance for its initial for its launch. And then all the pass holders were able to go to the Gutter website and connect their wallet and basically burn their pass, and in return you got basically deposited a randomly generated NFT.
So
and that's how I got mine.
if you wanted to get into a mint pass or whatever, where would you do that at? Would you go and look it up on Rarity?
So if you want to get in on if you want to mint a project, the minting phase for the majority of projects that are already out there, they've already minted all their available ones. So now you have to go on to the secondary market, which is OpenSea, where you can see them all, and you can see who's selling or what prices. You can buy one that way. If you want to mint a project, you got to get in early. Yeah. You basically got to be squatting on the website, waiting for its initial launch. Connect your MetaMask wallet. Commit, however much ETH to however many you want to buy. Yeah. And you got to just get in before they're all gone.
Did you get one of those Pluto Alliance ones? Did you mint one?
I minted two, actually.
Okay,
yes.
That's right.
So we'll have, and I'll show you what those look like on my screen real quick. Next time we talk about NFTs, we'll actually see what these are, because I think that
They're not out
they
yet?
haven't sold out yet.
Ah.
So until they all sell out, we're not going to know what they look like.
You know, I heard the second round that they did, because I think that was the second round. Not all of them sold out as quickly as the first one did, for whatever reason, whether it was because of all the price drops or whatever. So yeah, I'm interested to.
So
to see
those
that.
could be super valuable, or they could be
those could be super basic and worth the floor price.
Yeah.
Or they could be, one of them could have some very rare property or characteristic that makes it very valuable or sought after. And I was just following BitBoy Crypto, and they were talking about hey, Pluto Alliance, we're gonna do another NFT launch, and I was like, you know what, I missed the first one. Like, why don't we do for the second one, see where that goes?
Cool.
Because mint frequently, mint often, and yeah.
So
That's
any
awesome.
other advice that you would have for someone who's new to the space? Because we did talk about, we want you back on for sure to run us through your MetaMask, how to connect all of your MetaMask when you're buying an NFT. Maybe we will buy one on the show here, actually. I say we just buy one with you running us through how to do it.
Absolutely.
You got a little, that would be awesome. Maybe next time you come back through. And then, so any advice that you would have for someone that wants to buy an NFT?
Yeah, I mean, with anything in crypto or investing, only spend what you're willing to lose, because you never know where this is going to go. And I would say that for me originally, like, this was just kind of like a hedge with the risk I was already taking. I was already buying, Bitcoin and accumulating. I was getting into ETH. I was getting into altcoins. This was just another thing to get into. So this is just my diversification. Look at it like that. It's a digital asset. It's not as liquid as I would like it to be. Like, say I needed to free up, $10,000 or $20,000. I mean, to do that, I would have to lower my prices and probably approach that floor level and hope that somebody would want to pick mine up because of the value.
Sure.
So like I said before, they're only worth what somebody's willing to spend.
Yes.
And when you long it, eventually I'm hoping that somebody will want to pay one of the prices that I have these set at. But they're not as liquid as, say, dropping some Bitcoin in an exchange for, USD and then sending it to your bank.
Exactly,
It's not
Not
instant.
that easy.
Yeah. So, it's like, this part of the long game, you got it's patience.
Weigh your risks.
When I was flipping NFTs, it was a different mindset. My money was occupied in the NFTs, and I was just kind of growing it that way. All right, so next time, let's walk your audience through the process of acquiring an NFT. What do we got to do? What do we need to know? We'll do that. We can either, we can see if we can, time a mint process, the window before they sell out. The other thing we can do is, we can maybe find a project that we want to buy that's not super out of our budget, and we can purchase that on NFT or purchase that on OpenSea, and you can see how it transfers and then becomes yours. And I think that, like I said before, that verified ownership on the blockchain is what differentiates these digital assets from any other thing out there. That's what defines the non-fungible token.
Cool.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that sounds like a great plan.
I literally just learned a ridiculous amount of stuff about NFTs right now.
Yeah, we're definitely grateful to have you on the channel today. I think everyone hopefully learned quite a bit of information. And as always, if you did learn any information, if you like Peter or coffee, because he owns a coffee shop, make sure that you like the video. Make sure that you subscribe to the channel, because we got lots of good stuff coming forth, like buying an NFT, which is what we're going to be doing now.
We're going to be doing now.
We're going
Let's
to be
do
doing that. Cool. Anything else you got to add?
Yes, one other thing.
Let's get one other thing.
Hold on. Oh, yeah.
We do have to talk about that too.
Here's the next series.
That.
Next thing we got to talk about is crypto mining.
Crypto
what
mining.
What is going on with that? What is this thing? How does it work? How does it make Bitcoin and put it in my wallet? I will tell you guys about that maybe next time.
Excellent.
Yes, this dude's a miner too. It is insane. Thank you guys for being with the fittest crypto channel on YouTube. We appreciate it. We will be back with you with another one very soon.